YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another track guide in the GT3 Ferrari for the fixed Ferrari series, the GT Challenge series. The final week of the season, we're at Road Atlanta. Quite a difficult track, to be honest with you. Easy to get off tracks, easy to damage your car on the curbs. I'm in a bit of a rush today, so I've got my headset on, no time to mess around. Let's just jump right in. Let's drive. So we come across the start finish line, we're in 5th gear, heading down towards turn number 1. Braking point for turn number 1 is the end of the grass. As your car passes the grass on the left hand side and the pit exit opens up here, that's when you brake, you drop it down to 4th gear. Just a short stab on the brakes, about 40-50%, and then we start covering them for our trail braking. And we want to aim to get our car to just clip the curb on the inside, and as we do, we apply the power and let our car drift out to the left hand side of the track as we go up the hill into the 2nd turn. We're still in 4th gear, approaching the top of the hill here. Very difficult section about to start. You're going into this one blind. As you come over the crest, you want to start turning left, and I lift off the throttle to get some more weight on the front of the car, allow you to have a bit more control when you're going over the crest. You want to place the car on the curb on the left hand side on entry, and as your car hits this curb, that's when you begin to brake and you drop it down to 3rd gear. So as your car goes over the bump at the top of the hill, we begin to feed the power back in, and your car, you'll naturally be dragged onto this curb on exit, and you'll need to be very careful not to go too far over it and onto the dirt, as you'll lose traction. You'll need to lift off the throttle. Now we're heading down the hill, keeping a nice tight line to the left here to open up the first right-hander. Glancing the curbs, there's only really one line through here, up to 5th gear just before the uphill left. As you hit the curb, that's when you brake. You're going to brake down to 3rd gear. As the curb ends, you trail off the brakes, start turning left and aim to get your car hooked up with the curb on the inside. And as your car's going over this curb, you begin to feed the power back in and just try and keep it smooth on exit. Hope you don't hit too many lumps and bumps and end up in the wall. Onto the next turn. For a braking point, you can use the 200 board. There is also a small line, a faint line that goes across the track. I like to use the line personally. Braking down to 3rd gear once my car's past the line. Once again, trail braking through the turn and then feed the power back in as soon as you can, using all of the track on exit. Then immediately we're braking down to 1st gear on the curb for this sharp right-hander. It's a classic 90-degree right-hander this, so you just need to brake hard, trail off the brakes, connect with the curb and get on the power as early as you possibly can. Once again, we use all of the track on exit up to 2nd gear, whilst we're on the curb on exit. Now we've got a nice long straight. Take a nice deep breath after those turns have been coming at us thick and fast. We're going to be in 6th gear by the time we get to a very tricky chicane. Braking point for this chicane, the 100 board. Just as your car gets to this point, slam on the brakes, you're dropping the car all the way down to 2nd gear, and your goal is to cut across this first left-hander as much as possible without getting a 1x. That's going to open up the right-hander, but then we just feed the power back in, lift off before we get to the right-hander to help the car turn in, and then we feed the power back in as we attack the curb and use all of that curb on exit. Now nice and simple, up and over the hill, into 4th, into 5th, round this last turn, flat out, and we cross the line with a time of 1:19.254. Thanks very much for watching. Uninterrupted track guide is coming up next. See you next time.